Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my today's live session. While we wait for my team to confirm that I'm loud and clear and live on both Facebook and YouTube, we'll just have a 2 minutes hold up. And once I have the confirmation, we'll start today's live session. So, team, just waiting for you to confirm that I am live and loud and clear on both YouTube and Facebook. So, I'll just wait for that confirmation and then we'll begin with today's live session. Okay, so I see that some of the messages have started coming in. So hopefully that I am um, live on both the platforms. So people that are joining in right now, so good afternoon to every one of you. I will start the session a little bit. I'll start the session by telling you guys a little bit about myself. I'm Salika Mehra and I'm a licensed immigration advisor. This is my license card, which is basically issued to me by the Immigration Advisors Authority, which allows me to sit here today and solve all your migration queries that you have. So, beginning with this session, so while we have some viewers joining in, I'll begin the session by telling you a little bit about the company. So right now, AJV has about 8 licensed immigration advisors, which makes us one of the few companies to have that many licensed advisors in one place. So what that means is that our company will assist you with any migration queries that you have in regarding to traveling to New Zealand. And we only intend to provide you with honest advice on different and best pathways that are available to you to migrate to New Zealand. So today morning, we in fact got an update from Immigration New Zealand regarding some changes to conditions for entry to New Zealand for some offshore visa holders and partner of New Zealand citizens and residents. So I will get to that part where I will tell you guys about the update and explain you the update in a bit more detail. Before we get to that, we'll just wait for a couple of people to join in. This update may be important for a lot of people who are offshore on here right now on work visas, such as essential skills work visa. So I will get to that, the update. So just 2 minutes hold up and we'll be there. In the meantime, let's see if we have comments coming in. So Bhupesh Naik says hi. Zafar Muhammad says hello. Hi Bhupesh, hi Zafar. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so we have messages coming in on YouTube as well. Okay, so I'll start talking about the updates now. So the first exception that they have brought in is for new border exception category for some normally resident temporary work visa holders. So I'll read you out the bits that they have, and then I'll explain you what it basically means. So a number of temporary work visa were overseas when our border were closed, and so they do not meet the current criteria to be granted a border exception. So some of these individuals have lived and worked in New Zealand and have a strong ongoing connection. So this is basically for people who have been working and living in New Zealand prior to them traveling overseas. So this new category will enable a limited number of people to return to their home in New Zealand and have a strong ongoing connection. So the individuals who can apply under this border exceptions are people who are living in New Zealand for at least 2 years. There are some specific cases where 1 year can be considered as well. And returning to the same job that they held before departing New Zealand or continue to operate a business in New Zealand as a part of entrepreneur work visa. So basically, people who are already have a work visa, were originally living in New Zealand for at least 2 years, are returning to the same job that they had before they traveled out of New Zealand, and they departed New Zealand on or after 1st December 2009. So yes, there are a couple of instructions that you need to meet to be eligible for this exception. However, if you are someone who has a work visa in hand and are meeting these requirements, the exception is now available to you. and you can apply for a border exception. So what kind of work categories are there? So basically two important categories, that is work to residence visas and essential skills visa holders are the ones eligible under this exception. The other category which they have talked about is extension of travel conditions for offshore resident visa holders. So what they basically have done is, so the Minister of Immigration has agreed to extend the travel conditions of some offshore resident visas for 12 months and to grant a new 12-month resident visa for holders of recently expired resident visas. I know it's a bit complex to just understand in first go, but I'll explain you. So someone who had a resident visa and the travel conditions were about to expire, they will get a 12-month extension on traveling to New Zealand. And someone whose travel conditions expired on or before 2nd February 2020 will be issued a new visa valid for 12 months. So these are the two important changes that have been brought in by immigration today, while these changes will only be applicable from October 2020. So this was the update that I had for you guys from Immigration New Zealand. Other than that, we have no news on when the borders will be opening up for all international students and other visa travelers. So just hold tight, and as soon as we have the information, we will let you know ASAP. Okay, so coming down to this now, so these were the updates that we had regarding the immigration bit. Now, in light of this new update and the fact that a lot of you out there have inquired about a possibility of a work visa, so I thought maybe for today we can discuss one of the work visa categories. Like I and my fellow advisors in their previous sessions have informed that a work visa is only possible if you have a job offer in hand from New Zealand. So it basically needs to be a job offer from a New Zealand-based company. So if you're someone who is in New Zealand or outside of New Zealand with such a job offer, there's a possibility of you being able to apply for a work visa by this pathway. So this work visa category that I'm talking about is basically called Essential Skills Work Visa. So what is an Essential Skills Work Visa and when can you apply for it? So I'll get to that. In the meantime, I just want to let everyone know that while I am talking about this work visa, please feel free to leave down your questions and comments that you have on Facebook and YouTube. And I will get back to those questions after our discussion about this work visa. Also, I would request you all to please leave in your contact details. So leave in your contact details, and all our AGV students and clients, please let us know that you're already working with us, so I can promptly respond to your queries. Okay, so yes, coming back to the Essential Skills Work Visa. So what is an Essential Skills Work Visa and when can you apply for it? So if you have been offered a full-time job and you have the necessary qualifications and experience to work in that job, you can apply for a work visa to work in New Zealand. Your employer must have checked if any New Zealanders are available to do the work before they have offered you the job. So if you're granted this visa, you may be able to travel to New Zealand along with your partner and dependent children. So while there are a couple of instructions that one will need to meet, and it will be difficult to go through them all here, but I'll give you a brief about the requirements that you need for a job offer to meet the eligibility requirements for this visa. Go ahead and hand, just pick up the phone, speak to us, and we'll guide you how to go ahead. Okay, so coming down to the job. Okay, so the live has gotten interrupted on Facebook, it seems. So just give me a couple of minutes, everyone, so that I can just fix the issue and we can get back to talking about work visa. Okay, so I think it's working now. So Facebook seems to be working. So I would request my team, in case if you can just please paste the questions that we are getting on YouTube on the Facebook Live so that I can answer. Forms it's working now, so we will get back to the essential skills work visa. Apologies for this delay, and these technical issues seem to be never ending. So, okay, so like I was saying, so the job considered as meeting the at or above the median is below $25.50 per hour, you will be assessed as below the median wage. So these are the two requirements. How will they affect your visa is on the currency of visa. So basically, the duration of visa that will be given to you will depend on which category you're falling under. Also, it will affect the dependent visa category that you will apply for in case you apply for your partner and children as well. So coming down to the fourth important point, that is the employer needs to be compliant with the employment and immigration laws in the past. And a history of the same can be requested by immigration. So another thing which is important in this visa category is actually the labor market test. It becomes quite imperative unless you have been given a job offer for a role that is in the skill shortage list. So what basically an employer needs to do is the employer needs to provide evidence that they have tried to hire a New Zealander for this job and have been unable to do so, and that is why they're hiring a non-New Zealander. So before they offer you a job offer, they have to do all of that work before and need to have the evidence for it so that they can submit with your application in case immigration asks for it. In case the job role is in the long-term skill shortage list, then you're not required to go through this process. So these are the basic requirements that you would need for a job offer for an essential skills work visa. So if you're approved a visa under this category, you can get up to 3 years of work visa and your family may be able to travel with you on a dependent visa, provided you're meeting the requirements for the partnership visa category as well. So these were the basic and the most important instructions that you will be required to meet to be able to apply under this category. So if you're one of them, if you're one of you in New Zealand or outside of New Zealand, who is able to secure a job offer from a New Zealand company, you can reach out to us and we'll help you in applying for an essential skills work visa. So this brings me to the end of this part of the session. So I see a lot of you have been coming in with questions now, and we will get to this question answer stage. But in case, just another short, I think this visa category is very much important for people in New Zealand right now. So in case you're someone who doesn't know what to do now, you're in New Zealand, your current visa is going to expire, you have a job offer, don't know what to do with it, contact our onshore team and they will help you out with the skills work visa. Maybe that is a possible option for you. If you are someone who is offshore and has a job offer or can think that can get a job offer when these border restrictions get eased out, you can reach out to us and we'll be happy to assess your job offer and see if you're meeting the essential skills requirement or not. So coming to the end of this session, we'll get to the question answers bit. And let's start with Facebook. Okay, so first question is from Manish Patel. He says that recent update from offshore work visa holders for travel to New Zealand is for all visa holders or only for essential skills visa holders. Manish, like I said, so the current update is for essential skills work visa holders and work to residence visa holders. This update is only relevant to them right now. So all other visa holders will have to wait for the next update from immigration. Thank you for leaving us your question. Moving on to the next question. Give me a second, guys. We have a similar question from Ria Prathas Arakal, who says, is the recent update apply for open job search visa holders offshore? Unfortunately, Ria, it does not. Right now, this update is only for essential skills work visa holders and work to resident visa holders. Thank you for leaving us your question. Another question that we have is from Zafar Mohammed. He says, I'm Mohammed Zafar and looking to migrate to New Zealand. I have 12 years of work experience, hold a master's in business administration. I'm worried on NZQA. And do I hold chances to migrate to New Zealand? Zafar, thank you for leaving us your question first of all. While I know that you do have a 12 years of experience, I don't have the clarity on which field you have the experience. But definitely 12 years of work experience is a very good point for the residence category. And as well, you have a master's, which will get you the highest points for the under the SMC category in case the NZ2A assesses it as level 9. I don't think you need to be worried about NZQA. While I cannot give you a confirmation what it will be assessed as, but recently with the current, with my past experience of MBAs being assessed, they are usually assessed as level 9. However, I don't think that is the part that you need to be worried about. So what you can do is you can book a consultation with one of our licensed advisors in AGV, and we'll be happy to do a valuation of your profile and let you know if you're meeting the points. So basically, for the residence category, you need to meet the 160 points, which will be based on different factors, such as your age, your qualification, your work experience, your partner's qualification, etc. So I think the best way for you to know if you're meeting the points or not would be just book a consultation with us, send in your resumes, and one of us will be happy to do the evaluation for you and have a 1 hour consultation with you. Now, when I talk about booking a consultation, this consultation is not restricted to just 1 hour consultation. It will basically be that we will do the evaluation for your profile, not just for residents. In case you're not meeting the points, we will let you know which is the best pathway for you. And in case you are meeting the points, we will guide you through the process further. And you can have a conversation with the LI as many times as you want till the time you are not satisfied with the pathway that you want to go ahead with. So I think the best suggestion from my end would be get the evaluation done, and I'm pretty sure that will give you a much clearer idea on the migration pathways to New Zealand. So thank you for leaving your questions, Zafar. I'll move on to the next question. Let me check if I have any updates from my team. Okay. The next question is from Harsh Jariwala. He says, hey, is there any job opportunity for data science in New Zealand? Harsh, a good question. Data science is actually one of the upcoming fields which are considered to be in shortage, which basically means that they need more people in that area. While it's not really in the shortage list, but job opportunities are quite high. So I think it's a very good field if you want to go into that. I hope I have answered your question. Harsh, I know that you have not left us your contact number. So I would just request you to please do that so that our team can get in touch with you and assist you with your data science queries. The next question we've got is from Vijay Sandhu, who has also left us his number. Hello, ma'am. Please tell me, is PR available in applied science level 5 and 6? Vijay, I'm a bit unsure of your question. Are you looking at PR? Are you looking at student? Or are you asking if PR would be, if applied science level 5 or 6 would help you with a PR? The PR, basically the residence is not just dependent on your qualification, but all different other factors. A level of 5 and 6 may not give you that many points that you need, but there are other areas where you can cover up the points. Obviously, I'm not sure of what your current qualification and work experience is in. So I would suggest you to please connect with us, connect with one of the LIs, and have a consultation with them, chat with them about your profile, and then you'll get a clearer picture on how the residence pathway looks right now, and also in case you do plan to do your studies, how fast and when can you move up to the residence pathway. Hopefully, I've helped you out, Vijay, and looking forward to hearing from you soon. Kiran Kumar has left us their number and says one of my family member holds the e-visa. What they showed me, so can you help us to find out that can they work on New Zealand and turn it into work status? Kiran, I'm a little bit unsure of this question. What you can do is if you can just email us about your query, if you're asking us to review the e-visa that you already have and see what are the conditions placed on it, then you can just leave us an email. I will read out the contact details. You can leave us an email at info@edvglobal.com, and one of the LIs will definitely get back to you with your query. Okay, coming to the next question. Next question we've got is from Jitin Raghunathan. He says, hi, can you please share what's the current market for software developer jobs in New Zealand? Jitin, the market is pretty good. There's a shortage of software developers. The average salary that you are looking at is about $70,000 annually. So it's a pretty good market for software developers. And I'm sure you will not have difficulty finding a job there. So if that is something, the field that you're looking at, I would say go ahead with it. Thank you for leaving us your question. I'll move to the next question that we have. Hello, I have a 16 years of work experience. So this question is left by Muhammad Imtiaz Ahmed. I have a experience of 16 years in IT and metro technology. Post my MCA, I did my MBA while working. Can you help me in getting essential skills work offers? Thank you, Mohammed, for leaving us your question. Like I said, that AGV will not be able to help you out in getting the job offers because we do not provide that services. However, if you are able to get a job offer in hand, then we can definitely assist you with filing an essential skills work visa. So if you are in touch with any companies in New Zealand or Indian companies that would give you an opportunity to work in New Zealand, then once you get a job offer, you can please connect with us and we'll be happy to help you out. Other than that, Imtiaz, looking at your work experience, I think you can definitely consider residence as one of the options. That is the skill migrant category. I would request you to reach out to us, give us a call, or leave us an email. I will leave the contact details at the end of this live session. So just contact us, and I think that is something, that category is something that you can look into. Thank you for leaving us your question, and I would request you if you can leave us your next. Waiting to hear from New Zealand government, when are they planning to open up the borders? So I will not be able to give you a definite answer right now. So let's just keep our fingers crossed and once we have an information from them, we'll be the first people to tell you about it. Harshal leaves the question, says, just give me a second. I think I have an update from my team. Okay. Next question we have is from Harshal, and he says, after completing level 7 in December 2021, shall I get 2 years payback option? Harshal, you'll get the 2 years payback option in case you are completing your qualification outside of Auckland before 31st of December 2021. And in case you are doing a course that will lead to a registration. If none of those requirements are being met, then you will only be eligible for a 1 year payback option. I hope to have answered your question and given you some clarity on that. In case you have any more queries, please reach out to us and we'll be happy to help you out. Okay, let's move to YouTube and see if we have any questions there. There's a similar question like Harshal's, which is by Gigi Vellapalli. He says, how many years feedback will I get after completing level 7 courses in outside Auckland? Okay, so in level 7 also there is a distribution. So if you're doing a level 7 bachelor's degree, you will be eligible for a 3-year post-study work visa. However, if you're doing a graduate diploma, which is a level 7, and the diploma is not ending before 31st December 2021, you will only be eligible for 1 year. If your diploma is ending before that, then you'll be eligible for 2 years. I hope I've given you clarity on that. Thank you, Gigi, for leaving us your question. I would also request you to leave us your number so my team can get in touch with you. Okay, so let's see if we have any questions on YouTube now. Okay, I think some of these questions are already covered in the Facebook session. Okay, so next question we have is from Vishal Dwivedi. He says, hi ma'am, what are level 7 studies in civil engineering after 12? Its duration, fees. I think Vishal, you will have to look at bachelor's if you're doing your course after 12. So you'll have to look at a 3-year degree. The fees would be about $20,000 to $22,000 per year. So it will be a 3-year course. So accordingly, it would be about more than $60,000. And if you're looking at something like that, I think, yeah, the best option would be go for a bachelor's degree. Vishal, why don't you leave us your number and one of the student advisors will get in touch with you and actually can help you out in choosing the right course for you. Coming to the next question, we have from Marita Donald. She says, hi, what does the character issue mean? Okay, so character issue can be various things. Usually, immigration requires you to submit a police certificate, which means that they want to know that if you have any convictions in the past. Now, that is one side of meeting the characters. The second requirement is that you have not provided any fraudulent information to Immigration New Zealand or any other embassies in the past. So in case you have been unlawful in a country, in any other country before, you will not meet the character requirements. You will need a special direction or you will need a character waiver from Immigration New Zealand to be approved a visa. In case you have provided fraudulent information to immigration at a certain point or withheld any information from them that would have made a difference to your application, then those issues are considered as character issues. Marita, hopefully I've given you clarity on the character issue bit. We'll move on to the next question. Annie Kotwal, she says, I have close to 14 years of work experience, 3 years as a manager in customer service. Is it relevant for me to pick a master's in management course? Is CR likely? I am 39 years. Annie, you can choose a management course. That's fine. A master's will give you more points for residence. But I will not be able to assist you with your PR question right now because I would need to know which company you are working. I would need more clarity on your work experience to know what points you're reaching at right now and what points you would reach after you've completed the course. And there are points for your age as well. So as soon the age keeps on increasing, the points will keep on decreasing. So I think the best way would be leave us your number so that one of our team members can get in touch with you and we'll take it forward from there. Thank you for leaving us your question, Annie. Moving on to the next question. It's from Praveen Yadav, and he says, hello, I have already applied, but then the lockdown happened. What are the chances for Feb intake? What if the Feb intake is also not possible because July is too far from here? Hi, Praveen. I know that July is too far. However, we don't have any surety if the Feb intake is happening for offshore students. So till the time we don't get any clarity from the government, we are all in the same boat. So as soon as we hear something, we will let you know. But as of now, we have no clarity on the February intake. Next question we've got is from Marita. She says, I am 41 years old, so can I apply for student visa? Marita, the best thing about New Zealand is that there is no age bar to study. You can study whenever you want, at whatever age you want. And in fact, we've had so many students at 40 and 41 till 45 going for courses with their families, partners traveling on work visas, and are now settled in New Zealand. So you're 41 years old, and that is in no way going to stop you from doing a course in New Zealand. So definitely you can go for a student visa. Harshil has left another question saying that, ma'am, I've completed master's this year. Shall I apply for level 7? Harshil, this answer needs to be based on what course you want to do, what is the kind of career you're looking for. Will that level 7, is it a graduate diploma if you're looking at? Will it add any value to your current profile? To answer all of those questions, I would suggest speak to one of our student advisors. So that leave us your number so that we can get in touch with you. And I'm sure once you speak to one of us in AGV, you will have much clearer picture on which would be the right path to go at. Right now, I cannot comment on this because I don't know what masters you've completed and what level 7 education are you looking at, which course you're looking at. So I would suggest that speak to one of us in detail, and maybe that will give you a more clearer picture. Coming to how, if people have gone for a level 7 degree after masters, they have. In case they are planning to do something new or they want to add a different branch to their current, field. So if that is something that you are trying to do, then yes, you can go for level 7. But in case it's not, it's something different, I would suggest to speak to one of us and we will help you better. Next question we have from Marita again. Marita, I would please request you to leave us your number so that we can also get in touch with you and help you out with your queries. But I will answer this one more question from your end. That is, thank you so much for your answers. Visa interview is compulsory. Marita, there is no hard and fast rule to it. The interview is completely subject on immigration officers' discretion. If they look at your profile and they feel they want to just pick up the phone and have a chat with you, they will. And if they don't want to do that, they won't. So it's not a compulsory thing, but it is entirely on the immigration officer who's assessing your profile. Thank you for leaving us your question, Marita. So those were the questions we had on YouTube. Let's come back to Facebook. Ashok Yadav has left a question. Hi, I have completed level 7 in applied management and business. Currently working as a bar manager, getting pay rate 26. Am I eligible to apply under residency under SMC? Please let me know. Ashok, I would need some clarity. I am assuming that you are in New Zealand right now. I would need to know a little bit more detail about your previous qualification and work experience, your age and everything to be able to tell you if you meet the 160 points or not. So my suggestion would be that you can go on our website, you can book a consultation with one of our advisors, including myself. Uh, Speak to one of us, and we will help you out with letting you know if you're meeting the 160 points for SNC or not. But considering that you do have a job offer in New Zealand, I think it's a very good chance. So just speak to us, and I'm sure we will let you know if you're meeting the requirements or not. Also, if you can please leave us your number so that our team can get in touch with you. We have another question from Muaz Akil, and he says for offshore applicants who have got IT approved but are still waiting for case officer allocation, what are the estimated timelines? Currently, all offshore residents under SMC are on hold if their processing applications already lodged. Muaz, I think the focus is a lot more on the applications of people based in New Zealand. Right now, we don't have clarity on what is the estimated timeline, so I think it's just a waiting period. We'll just have to wait and see how much time they're going to take and when they start processing these applications. But I'm sure they are currently processing residence application, but the timelines is something that we don't have clarity on right now. Next question that we have is from Manish Patel. He says, I have a post-study work visa, but I'm stuck in India due to COVID-19. Can I apply for an essential skills visa from India if I get a job offer? Hi, Manish. Thank you for leaving us your question. Definitely, you can apply for essential skills if you get a job offer in India. Um, so the job offer, like I said, the job offer needs to meet a certain requirements. It needs to be from a New Zealand-based company. If you're able to find yourself a job while you're in India, you can apply for the essential skills visa. However, we will anyway need to wait for the borders to open up, and you'll be able to travel only post that. But I think till the time we'll reach that stage, I think this is the good time for you to find yourself a job. And considering you already have a work visa, there are chances that the companies might give you a job offer as well. So I think it's a good time for you to start looking for jobs in New Zealand if you can, and if you are able to get a job offer, well and good, speak to us, and I'm sure we'll be able to help you out with the essential skills work visa. Thank you, Manish. Um, Next question we have is from Munna Solo. He says, "Hi, good evening. How advanced that student has to apply for post-study visa open work visa after his level 7. So you basically will have about 3 months after you've completed your course to apply for this post-study work visa. So actually, after your student visa has ended, you will have 3 months to apply for a post-study work visa. So once you get your transcripts and everything, you can apply for the post-study work visa then. I hope to answer your question, Munna. So I'll move on to the next question. We have that next question from Bhom Singh, and he has left us his WhatsApp number. Thank you for leaving us your number, Bhom Singh. One of our team members will definitely get in touch with you. Praveen Kumar Bhatt has left a question. How can I contact you directly? Praveen, I'll just leave my email ID on it here, and you can just contact me on that. Another question I have is from Annie Kotwal, and he says, does it make sense to apply for study visa during this time for July 21 intake, considering many student visas are already on hold from the previous and immediate intake? Annie, it makes sense to apply for it. Like you know that even the colleges are waiting for the international students to start coming in. So I'm sure that you will not face any disadvantage on the concern that there are many student visas that are already on hold. I think it is a the time frame that has happened in between will give you that advantage because immigration might just start assessing the applications based on the lodgement. They have right now stopped the lodgement of offshore applications for the next 3 months. So that will actually reduce the current, the student visas that are lodged with them right now. So I don't think you should drop your plans. Keep your plans on. Connect with the colleges. Get the job offer. The offer letters, and I don't think that should be a concern going forward for the July intake. Next question is from It's Muzakir. He says, I already have 155 points, falling short of 5 trending. If I get a job from India, how many points I get? I scored 7 overall in IELTS in general. Thank you, Muzakir, for leaving us your number. Basically, your job offer needs to be from a New Zealand based company. If you're able to get a job offer from a New Zealand based company, it will get you another 50 points. Um, and apart from that, there are other areas where you can go gain more points. So I think the best way would be speak to one of us so that we can give you some clarity on the point system. In fact, this has happened with a lot of my clients in the past that they have done their calculation on the basis of the point calculation system that is given on the internet. However, there are certain things that you need to consider while you're giving, you're claiming those points. Sometimes you say that I have 10 years of work experience, and you give yourself those 50 points. However, it is not that easy. There are different requirements that are to be met for you to be able to claim those points. And that is something that you will only get to know after you speak to a licensed advisor. So my suggestion to you would be speak to one of us, and we will give you more clarity on how many points you have and how can you get more points to reach the SMC, to meet the SMC criteria. Hopefully, I've answered your question, Muzakir. If you have any more doubts or anything, please connect with us and we will help you out with it. The next question we have is to my Facebook. Team, can you please post the question on Facebook on Skype because my Facebook seems to have gotten stuck and I can't see the questions. Okay, I'll just read through a couple of questions that I'm able to see right now. One question is from Sudhame Singh, and he says, "Hi, I work as a S/W professional. Not sure uh, what that means, but what are the prospects of a New Zealand PR with my experience of IELTS score of 8? Also, does it compare to an Australian PR?" Thank you, Sudhame, for leaving us your question. Reading your question, the IELTS score will not give you any additional points, so that is irrelevant. However, you do need to have more than 6.5 to be eligible for this visa. Apart from that, I'm not able to understand what S/W really means. So I would suggest that please leave us your number so that one of us can get in touch with you. And I think that is when I would want to prefer answering your questions because I would not want to give you any wrong information right now. So only after I have a complete understanding of your profile is when I would give you any advice. So just leave us your number or just leave us your question in a more detailed way so I can answer your question. Thank you. Mm, okay, so you say software professional. Definitely, software professionals are in the long-term skill shortage list. So you may have a really good chance in meeting the skill migrant category requirements. Leave us your number or book a consultation with one of our licensed advisors, including myself, and we will help you out with evaluating your profile and seeing if you're able to meet the points for it or not. Thank you, Sudame. I'll move on to the next question. One question we've got is from Muaz Akil, and he says, what are the conditions for GSV and validity under SMC for offshore residents? Are there any changes in context to COVID conditions? Muaz, right now there are no changes to COVID conditions. The border restrictions still apply. There are some exceptions, like I discussed in the beginning of the session. But apart from that, we have no new information on that. In While I talk about the COVID situation in New Zealand, New Zealand is doing far better than a lot of other countries, and we are hoping that we will be able to reach that stage where the borders do open up soon. Coming down to your question about the JSV, which I will just tell our viewers what it is. It's a job search visa. So basically, what he's asking is a skill migrant category job search visa. So what are the conditions for a job search visa is that you need to meet the 160 requirements, the 160 points to be able to apply for this visa category. So actually you can apply for it even if you have 100 points, but your application will only be picked up from the pool if it's 160 or above. So that is the requirement for SMC. You will be issued a 12-month visa if you're approved in SMC job search visa. You'll be approved a 12-month visa for you to travel to New Zealand, find yourself a job, and then just meet that one requirement that you need to be meet to be approved a resident visa. So, Muaz, I think the best way would be speak to us, leave us your contact detail, or connect with one of us, and we'll be happy to help you out. Next question we have is from Sambhu Sivan. He says, sorry, I'm late in joining. That's completely fine, Sambhu, till the time you've joined just 10 minutes before, and I'm answering your questions. I think that's all good. Coming to your question, I've received offer from a college. Due to this pandemic, I have deferred the offer for next batch. Any clue when the visa processing is going to start? I'm also 37 years old, not sure whether age is major constraint for education in New Zealand. Sambhu, you don't have to worry about your age at all. The age is no constraint in New Zealand. You can study at any age as you want. Regarding the processing, we don't have that information right now. The lodgement of offshore visa, temporary visas, is right now closed for the next 3 months to December. So once they open up is when we will have more clarity on when the visa processing will start. So right now we have no information, but thanks for leaving us your question. We have another question from Prashant Singh. He says, hi, I'm from India. I have more than 7 years of work experience in the hospitality and I'm a graduate too. My last job was on a cruise ship and I'm interested to work in New Zealand. Please let me know how can you help me in this. Prashant, if you're looking for just working in New Zealand, then you will need to find yourself a job offer, and that is after that only we will come into play. Is that when we will help you out with the essential skills work visa or any other work visa that you might be falling under. But in case that work is not the only option that you want, then you can look at a study option as well. Why don't you leave us your number so that one of our team member will get in touch with you, and after doing a complete analysis of your profile, we'll suggest you with the right pathway ahead. Thank you, Prashant. Okay. Team, are there any questions on Facebook that I have missed out? Can you please paste them because I can't scroll up on the chat, the comment section. So I'm not able to see any questions there. I think we are anyway at the end of the session and we don't have any more questions on YouTube. There's one question from Vishal. He says that why company is not responding from NSET. I had applied at many, but all are rejecting. Vishal, I'm sorry if that's what you're facing, but I will I will send that message to our onshore team. Please leave us your number so that one of us can get in touch with you and we'll help you out. Team, can you please make a note of this? And if one of you can please ensure that someone gets in touch with Vishal after the session. Okay, we have another question from Muhammad Imtiaz Ahmed. Okay, I think I've already answered this question, I think. And he has left us his number as well. Thank you, Muhammad, for leaving us your question. There's another question from Johnny Seni, and he says, as I came for study to New Zealand. You can definitely come to study to New Zealand, Johnny. There are no restrictions on that. However, you will need to find yourself a suitable course. For that, you can speak to us. You will also need to meet the English requirements. The basic English requirements would be that you need to have at least a 6 in your IELTS to be eligible for the most basic course in New Zealand. That would be a level 7 course. As you go higher, the IELTS requirements go higher as well. So in case you do have an IELTS score of 6 and above, please speak to us and we'll be happy to help you out with the student visa. And you say that you want to come as spouse. If your partner is coming to study, you can definitely come as a dependent. If your partner is doing a level 7 or a level 8 course, you can travel on a visitor visa. In case your partner is doing a level 9 course, which would be a master's degree, or she's doing a level 7 or an 8 course, which is in the long-term skill shortage list, then you can travel on a work visa along with your partner. I hope I have given you clarity on that. Thank you for leaving us your question. I'll also request you to please leave us your number so that my team can get in touch with you. Thank you, Johnny. There's another question from Sambhu Sivan, and he says, can we apply for PR directly from India, New Zealand? You can definitely apply for residence. It's actually called residence. PR comes at a very later stage. You need to be on the residence visa for a couple of years to be able to meet the PR requirements. So residence, you can definitely apply from India. You will have to apply under the skill migrant category job search visa, which is the other term for a resident visa. You need to have 160 points for it, which you can claim on the basis of different factors of your profile. That is your age, qualification, your partner's qualification, and your work experience. So if that is something, if you're able to meet 160 points, you can definitely go for that visa. So I think connect with us, leave us your number, and one of us will connect with you and help you out to let you know if you're meeting that requirement or not. Thank you, Sambhu, for leaving us your question. Okay, let's see if I've missed out on any questions before I wrap up the session for today. One last question. Let's answer one last question. We have from Sammy Aero, and he says, "Hi, how to get a work permit in New Zealand?" Sammy, the best way to get a work permit is get yourself a job offer first from a New Zealand-based company. So once you get yourself a job offer, you can get yourself a work permit. The other way of getting a work permit is in case your partner is traveling on a student visa, you can travel on a work visa, depending, provided she's doing a master level course or a course in the long-term skill shortage list. So these are the two ways where you can travel to New Zealand on a work permit. Thank you for leaving us your question. I think that's the end of questions on YouTube and also on Facebook. Thank you, Sambhu, for leaving us your number. Okay, so we don't have any more questions, and it's almost the end of this session. I'll just repeat the contact details for all of you, so you can get in touch with us. So the India team email ID is info@ajvglobal.com. If you want to connect with the New Zealand team, it will be immigrationadvisor@ajvglobal.com. Our contact details are the toll-free number for India is 1-800-103-6525. I'll repeat it again, 1-800-103-6525. The New Zealand toll-free number is 0800-696977. So you can connect with us, you can leave us a message on Facebook, or you can leave us an email, and our team will definitely get in touch with you and help you out with your queries for New Zealand. So thank you everyone for coming for the live session today. And hopefully we'll see you again in the next live session, which will be conducted by one of my fellow licensed advisors. Okay, there's one more question before I wrap up. So there's a question by Ashutosh Cha, and he says, I have an experience of 7.5 years in IT and I'm a BTech. Am I eligible for PR? Ashutosh, while your IT work experience will get you the points for your work experience, I will also require more information about your age and your requirements for the res pathway. So suggestion to you would be evaluation of your profile. You can book a consultation with me as well, and we'll do a complete analysis of the profile, and we will let you know if you're meeting the residence requirements or not. Hopefully, I've answered your question. Thank you for leaving your question. And okay, no more questions that are coming in. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming on my live today. Hopefully, I've been able to answer all your queries, and this session was definitely informative and useful for you. I just hope that. I will see you soon, one of the Thursdays in this month, and have a great day. Have a great rest of the week, and see you next. Bye. Thank you.